Well, hey guys, what's going on out there? It is Brent Abel here, goldballhunting.com and webtennis.com. Hope you're having a spectacular day so far, wherever you are as you tune in to watch this live video here on our YouTube channel at Goldball Hunting, or if you're watching the recorded version, amen. Hope you're having a great day so far. My wife, Maya, and I just pulled in Steamboat Springs, Colorado today. And if you've ever been to the Rockies, maybe specifically Steamboat Springs in the fall, mid-September for about 3 weeks, it is unbelievable. Aspen trees are turning colors. It is just absolutely spectacular here. We're here for 5 weeks. I play a little bit of tennis a couple times a week. I got a friend that I play with here. We use the green dot ball because of the altitude, and which really kind of helps slow it down a little bit so that we, balls are not flying all over the place here at the Steamboat Tennis Center with this altitude. But you know what? We ought to be practicing from time to time with a green ball, even with a green dot ball, even if you're down at sea level, because a couple good things is that points or drilling just go on and on forever. But the other thing too is it's a great fitness. It's a great fitness opportunity because the ball is so hard to put away, and you can kind of get anything. But you also can develop this swing freedom out through the ball. And I think too often what happens with the regular tennis ball, which is, it's just lively enough, and with the racket technologies we have now, the string technologies, there's so much power in the rackets that the geometry of the court has not changed, right? So the balls can fly around a little bit, and so what happens? We get a little jumpy sometimes at contact, and that's not great. You really want to develop swing freedom out towards your target, out through the ball, and a green dot ball is really a great way to sort of build that confidence. Guys, what I want to talk about with you today here at Gold Ball Hunting is I was just in Croatia for 2 weeks, played 2 tennis events there, played a doubles event, lead-up tournament, up to the team event for the Super Seniors World Cup. And I've got about 3 or 4 epiphanies, not epiphanies, but sort of takeaways, I guess, that after a couple of days, what I love to do after every tournament or after something like this in Croatia. And for me, it was that long flight. It was about a 12-hour flight from Croatia. You take about an hour and a half bus ride to Trieste, Italy, and then Trieste is about a 45-minute flight to Munich. And then Munich, you've got the big 11-hour flight, Munich to San Francisco. And for me, that 11-hour flight is really a great time to kind of really sort of reflect back on what had just happened the past couple of weeks in Umag, Croatia. And there's always something, whether it's a national tournament here, local tournament in California, or somewhere else in the United States, or as I just did in Croatia. And so what I've got is I wrote down about, I guess, 4 takeaways. I want to talk about takeaway number 1 today. And a couple things, though, before I talk about this first takeaway, which is just common to all skill levels. I don't care if you're a pure beginner, all the way up to if you're Fed. I know Fed does this from time to time. But before we get into that, I got a couple things for you. Number 1 is down below in the description area, there's a link over to goldballhunting.com that if you're not already on our email list, we want to get you on there for a couple of reasons. Number 1, we are publishing every day a podcast episode, and so we really want to be able to update you every day with kind of what's on our mind. Lots of times what's on our mind is just answering your guys' questions that we see in the comments after each episode. But we want to give to you, by getting on our email list, we want to give to you a private free video that Jeff and I recorded a while ago, but how to reduce your skill level range. And a lot of people have never heard of that. It's unique, right? And it's something that is common to so many players, is where one day you play really well, and the next time you go out, you just kind of lay an egg. And there's this big difference in skill level, right? If you're a solid 4-0 player, let's say on your best day you play 4-1, 4-2, but there's also that possibility you can play down to like a 3-8, or even worse, maybe a 3-7. And sometimes it's not from one day to the next. Sometimes it's from set to set, or game to game, or even point to point. And the difference, right, between the top and the bottom of your skill level range is really a confidence killer. If your range is too big, it really just it shoots a big hole in your confidence. And what it does, it makes you feel like you really can't depend on any kind of strategies or tactics that you might think are appropriate for this particular opponent or those particular opponents in doubles, because you don't trust whether or not you're going to have your good stuff on that day, or you're not. So this video that we want to get to is a free video. It's private, but it will give you ideas of how you can raise the bottom of that skill level you've got up to the top. So every day when you go out, you get the confidence that, you know what, I'm going to be playing really near to the top of my skill level each and every time that you go out there. So just go over to goldballhunting.com where you can pick that up. The other thing I've got for you is if you're struggling at all with your topspin serve, right? Maybe too many double faults, or you're pushing that second serve in play just to make sure you don't double fault, but it's not helping you because it's setting up that returner, whether it's singles or doubles, to really take advantage of the point. What I've got for you over at webtennis.com is a couple of free videos that you can get, which I will show you how to eliminate that problem with double faults and really give you a high quality topspin serve that at worst has got a nice bounce out of the box over that over there, and does not give that returner the advantage. So to get that free video, or actually it's a couple videos, go over to webtennis.com. So look, guys, the first takeaway I want to talk about from Croatia the last couple of weeks is I played a couple matches where I got down to the end of the match, and it was do or die time, right? It's like, and that's not a great way to talk about it, because you don't want to feel the pressure that, well, now you've got to bring out your good stuff right now, because if you don't, you're going to die down here, right? That's not the way you want to think about it. What happens too often is we get to like 3-all or 4-all in the third set, and we start looking out in the future. There's a voice that says, come on now, if you win this point, then you'll be up 30-15. And if you're up 30-15, then you could be up 40-15. And then if you win the game, and you know how it goes, right? The conversation goes on and on and on. And what happens is you run out of time to really be able to focus on really what you need to focus on, which is how to start that next upcoming point. And so, and look, we're all susceptible to this. Again, like I said in the beginning, whether you're a beginner or whether you're fed, I'll bet you any amount of money. There are times when Fed goes into, the end of a match and he's thinking about the finish line, and maybe not as much as we do, because he's done this so much and he's probably experienced it enough that he knows when that voice is about to come up, and he just kills it, right? So the way you want to think about that is, rather than white knuckling the voice and going, I'm not going to listen to you, is you want to be more proactive. And then what you want to be able to do on that is think to yourself, how do I want to start this next point? And for example, if you're serving, this is what I do is I start thinking about, well, where have I been serving for most of the match, right? And lots of times it comes down to, well, I don't care where I've been serving for most of the match. I feel right now today my best in-play first serve is either T or body or out wide, right? Depending on whether serving the deuce box or the ad box. And so whatever that is, that's how I want to start the point. I'm not going to tell myself, well, serve here because the chances are better that you're going to win. You can't control that. You can't control the winning or losing the point. All that you control is your commitment, right? Your clarity and your commitment to where you want to start the point. On the other side of the thing is when you're returning serve, is that you could be thinking, if I get a forehand here, then my clarity is I'm going to do this one thing. If I get a backhand, then my clarity is I'm going to do this to start the point. But at any time you start thinking about, well, I'm going to do this to win the point, man, you're going to play super tight, super tentative. So just get really clear at just where you want to start this point. And that's part of my between points routine, is thinking every time, one of the 4 parts of my between points routine is, how am I going to start this next point? And then once I decided, that's it, I'm done. I got clarity. I got commitment. Even if I put the toss up and the ball's going up, and you know how it goes sometimes, you start to toss and you can see where the receiver was. They started in one spot, and then as the toss goes over, they start to shift over. Lots of times, and I've done this before, I will change my commitment to where I want to serve. And invariably what happens is, I miss the first serve. So even if that player starts to shift somewhere, I'm committed. I'm going to stay to my target. That's how I want to start this point. So, guys, that's it for today. Would love to read what's on your minds. Anything come up from today's topic on this one of the takeaways I had from Croatia the last couple of weeks? If so, would love to read your comments or questions down below in the comments area. Jeff and I both love to read and respond to them. That would be awesome. And again, just a quick reminder on goldballhunting.com. We've got a free video for you over there, and I got a top spin video for you over at webtennis.com. Guys, with that, I'm out. All right? Wherever you are today, guys, get out there. Help someone else have a spectacular day, and we're going to do this again tomorrow.